guys, I want to show you two ways to counter someone's defenses for the armbar. Okay, it's a position I see people get into all the time and then they really struggle to finish it. The reason we're doing two is because one's very, very simple, the other one's a little bit more complicated, but it works around their defenses. So, let's say that I've got into an armbar position. Okay, the first thing, I'm just going to have Chelsea put her legs down and spin around this way. The first thing that I'm always trying to do when I get to this position, no matter how I end up here, I need to control the position before I go anywhere else, okay? Because otherwise she's just going to escape. The way that I do that is I'm going to pull her arm towards me, and then I'm going to cross my ankles underneath her shoulder. And I'm actively now pinching this in, okay? I'm no longer worried about clamping my knees together. My goal here is to stop her being able to roll left or right. If you think about the way that she'll often escape an armbar, it's going to be here and she's going to pull this elbow down towards the ground and then start coming up to her legs. Okay, but if I cross and pinch, okay, like so, now when she tries to turn, it becomes almost impossible for her to do. The way that I'm crossing is important. The leg, the head that's over the leg goes under the shoulder. If I go the other way round, now her shoulder's a little bit more free to kind of wiggle and move around, okay? So often you'll find yourself getting into the armbar in like this position here where you'll have like one leg over the body and she'll be defending her hands in some way. So I grab, I lean towards the head, I bring this one over and I pull and pinch everything in. Okay. So typically there's going to be two ways that she defends her arms. And the way that I categorize it, she's either hiding her arm in some way like underneath my leg, or she'll be like locking her hands together in some other way, okay? And that's why we have to have two different ways to deal with this. If she's just like holding her hands like this, or maybe she's holding onto her tricep, the easiest way to finish is I'm gonna grip like the squidgy bit of her hand here. I'll always be controlling the elbow and keeping it close to me, but I grip it, and then I'm gonna kink it towards me, a bit like I'm kind of doing a wrist lock. I'm trying to pull this one in. So I go here, I lock, kink, and then I just start pulling away, and eventually I can finish the armbar from there, okay? So again, it doesn't matter if she's doing like a C grip, it works exactly the same, or around here. I find that grip here, I rotate it, I pull the pinky in towards the wrist, and then I lean back and can finish that armbar. Okay, now, the more complicated one, and the actually, spin just a little bit more for me, the actual better defense is where they use this rear naked choke grip, okay? So where she's controlling her bicep, and then she's using this hand underneath my leg. This is like the best defense, or one of the best defenses that we have for the armbar, because it makes it difficult for me to pull this free. Plus she can be using this hand to like lift my leg, to tuck her, like to pull her head out, to come up to her knees. So it's a very, very good defense, okay? So I'll still do exactly the same thing, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna spin 180 degrees around. And I love this technique, I think it's so cool. It's one of those techniques that is quite functional, but it also looks really fancy at the same time. So the way that I'm gonna do it is, I'm going to switch, so the hand that's closest to the leg is going to go to the elbow, and I'm just cupping it and pushing it towards me. Again, this controls the rotation. The other hand, I'm going to post up on the ground, and now all I'm going to do is I'm going to slide all the way over her head. So I go square, I transition through an S, like an S mount position, and then I bring my leg over, and I go back to crossing. So what I've done is I've unwound her arms. Okay, now as you can see, the leg that was under the, the hand that was under the leg is here, and this other one is floating free. And then from there, I can use exactly the same movement we did before, where I cup the fingers and pull it back in towards me from here. Okay, so again, if Chelsea defends the other way. So we're in this position, okay? She's done the correct defense. She's gone like hand on the bicep. She's got this, this one over the top here, okay? First thing always, I stabilize the position. Now when I change, I'm gonna pull, post. This knee pulls down towards the ground. I drop my knee through, so I'm going through this S mount position. Leg comes over the top, and I can sit down. And then from there, I break the fingers and pull it away. Okay. So that's why, like I said, I have two different ways to expose that arm for the armbar, and it's just because of that reason. Okay. Sometimes you don't even need to transition sides. You can just reach through, grab that hand, kink it back, and you're good to go. But the most important thing about all of this is that first we control the position so that they can't escape from that point onwards. You can take your time to to finish the armbar.